Okay, let's understand something first. We gotta understand, where does anxiousness or anxiety come from in the first place? People get anxiety about things that are out of their control, or they're predicting something before it actually happens. Think about sending in a job application. You know what I mean? You know you gave your best interview, you gave your resume is on point, and you still, you don't feel complete. Because this is an element that's out of your control at this point. You want them to say yes, you want them to tell you that you have the job. That is an outside variable that is out of your control. When things start to get sticky is that when we start approaching things with this mindset, this is usually where the anxiety starts to come from. You're literally worried about something you can't control. That's all it is. Our body has a system that's designed to protect us when they see danger or they see something that's perceived as danger. Think of your fight or flight, but where this gets tricky is that when you get in your fight or flight, especially if you get in your fight, you're stuck in it. Nothing's in your control. You're always on edge. You're ready to snap at any moment. And sometimes anxiety isn't always worry. You could be anxious and mad at the same time, but not one emotion categorizes. But you got to catch this early, because if you don't catch this early, if you don't practice the self-awareness, you allow this to lead and steer your life. You're always going to be scared to take risk. You're always going to feel like you're incomplete. Okay, so now that we got the understanding out of the way, I'm just going to give you a couple tips, keep it short and sweet, things from my personal experience that helped me whenever I was anxious or had an anxiety attack. I'm not no therapist, I'm not a doctor or anything, but I'm just human like you are. I'm living a human experience right there with you, because I don't want people to go through the same things that I had to go through. And if I can help in any way, shape, or form, this is my platform to express. Identify the problem. Let's say you like getting your coffee from this local coffee shop, right? Every day before work, but you notice within the last 2 weeks, they all of a sudden just started having a line. You're always running a chance of leaving late. Hell, you even had a situation where you left early and still showed up to work late. You like your coffee, you like your caffeine, me too. Start thinking about solutions. Is there a way, what would this look like if it worked in my favor? Take a minute and think on that. Once you identify that good decision, I'm speaking into existence that it's a good decision, it's a smart one. Start working towards it. Start looking into it. I only get the matcha there. How about I just save some money and just get the matcha from another place, or maybe I can get it online. That's all you're doing, okay? You identify what the issue is, think about what it will be if it worked in your favor. Step is take action. Them 3 steps right there. Obviously, this is easier said than done. Start setting goals, but set reasonable goals. I'm gonna try to get to work on time 3 days out of the week. I know that sounds crazy. Some of y'all do be showing up to work late. I know I do sometimes. I keep it a book. I know I do. And if you don't, that's good. Feel free to share what you're doing that helps you get to work on time. Drop that in the comments below. It could be something as little as getting up first thing in the morning and not scrolling on your phone. Don't touch your phone for the first 20 minutes of your day. Just get out of your bed. Remember, it's a micro goal, all right? You want this to be small and simple. It's about 2 weeks to build a habit, so you got to learn how to be patient with yourself. You got to give yourself grace. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to mess up a couple times, all right? But this is the purpose of tracking it. When you start tracking your progress with anything in life, you're just paying attention. Oh man, I went 3 days without cussing. I went 3 days without spending money. Next thing you know, you have a track record, you got evidence. So whenever life gets difficult, you can look back and reflect on this. This is how you build confidence from the inside out. This is how you can start taking steps to level up your life. Just gotta be in tune with yourself, man. I'm telling you, y'all need to practice the solitude. Learn how to get your mind still. About 2 years ago, when I first started this job that I have, 8 months in after my first year, things just weren't working out. They were messing with my pay. Just life got really difficult. And this is also before my dad passed. I was on a day-to-day basis forced. I felt like I was forced into a position where I had to make 2 choices. Either I could suck it up or just quit the job and take a chance elsewhere. I don't need to explain how interesting the job market is. But things got so bad to a point, man, to where I get up in the morning. It didn't matter if I meditated, I worked out, I went to the sauna. I had my mantra, no matter what it is I did, bro. Every time I got to work in the parking lot, I got anxiety. I pull into the parking lot, my heart rate start racing and shit. Clenching a little bit. Like I get really uncomfortable. I get uneasy. I noticed that the more I got out of my car and started walking into work, the faster my heart raced. Workplace anxiety is a real thing. This is why I'm so prideful and passionate, man, on trying to encourage people to live life to the fullest, man. You don't put your all into one basket. You know what I'm saying? Because once that all is gone, you have nothing to fall back on. You know what I mean? You should never let somebody know you need them more than you need yourself. No, that's backwards. But these tips, man, I'm giving to y'all, this is what I did to help conquer my anxiety. I'm human, I have my moments too. But whenever my anxiety went crazy, that's what I did. I did the deep breathing. You know what I'm saying? I recognized that I was having issues and I researched it. I Googled it. You know, I just typed in my sensations. You know, be mindful of this because we all know how Google likes to exaggerate things. Or even reach out to a friend. You know what I'm saying? Or shoot, now we got AI. You know, there's so many ways. You just have to be willing to take that action. I wasn't getting good sleep. Like, I can't live like this. That's your fire. That's your drive. When things get tough, what's your drive? What's your fire? There has to be something burning to inspire you to want to change. There has to be something in you that feels like things aren't going well right now, but for some reason, I'm gonna get up and try anyways. There's a reason for trying. Hey man, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. If anything in here resonated with you, please drop a comment in the box below. For people that are actively dealing with anxiety or dealt with it in the past, you know, what's some things that you've done that kind of help calm your anxiety? You know, please let me know in the comments. We can start a little discussion. You know, if you want more in-depth details like this one here, I got a playlist right here as well. So yeah, man, it's your boy Speaks. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.